Welcome back live at lunchtime. We're going to stay with this story for the entire day. About 100 protesters have been arrested outside the United Nations Refugee Commission offices in Cape Town following ugly scenes of police clashing with foreign nationals. I want to bring you the very latest. I think we can get a word now from the Commission itself. Nobasutu Hejana is on that story for us. You have a senior representative with you.
A very good afternoon, Jeremy. With me, I am joined by Mr. Chris Nissen, who is from the South African Human Rights Commission. Chris, we've seen how this situation has escalated. You've read through the court order. Can you just tell us what has been your response with regards to what is happening here?
Well, I didn't read through the court order. I've heard the attorney for the owners have brought a court order. Obviously, I want to have a look at the sheriff of the court refused to let me have a look at it because there are other organizations like Sonke Justice, Gender Justice and Lawyers for Human Rights that wanted just to understand it. Our understanding in speaking to the legal representative is that they brought an order for trespassing. And obviously the people were here for the last 3.5 weeks, obviously with a number of challenges and demands. One of it is that they need to be resettled outside this country for the reasons that they have been talking to experience what they experience, where they come from. And obviously, as the Commission, we are very concerned about A, their situation, and B, that we as a Commission have made recommendations on a number of levels with regard to the issue about xenophobia. But also for us here, it's important that whilst the execution of a court order, that it must be done humanely. And the information that we received, obviously, that there was some heavy-handedness. We'll have to investigate that. I spoke to the Colonel, who assured me that they have used the minimum force in executing the court order. They're not here to do that. They're assisting the sheriff to execute the court order. Obviously, the complaints that we've received, we'll have to follow that up. And after our assessment, also to engage the relevant law enforcement agencies to talk to them.
But what has been your role throughout the past 3 to 4 weeks? Because this is not the first time that these people have been seeking assistance from your offices.
No. When the first week they were here, our office was here. 2 Sundays, I came here and asked them to interact. The leadership said they will call us. I left my card with them, so it's not there now. And we have been monitoring the situation, not only here, but also in Pretoria, because the commissioner responsible for immigration, Commissioner Makwetla, is in Pretoria, and she has had many meetings with different leadership at different times, and there was a link up between Cape Town and Pretoria, I believe.
But we know, I'm sure your office is also aware that they are seeking assistance from the United Nations High Commission to leave South Africa. So what sort of assistance are you providing, specific assistance?
At the national level, we've been engaging the Commission for Refugees, United Nations Refugees. We've engaged them, but we also understand there's a protocol involved, you see. It's not easy just to take people from here and take them to another country. There's protocols between different countries that you need to understand. However, what we are concerned about is the safety of people, where they come from, and understand the issues that they've gone through.
But is that something that has been communicated to the people, especially the people who have been camping here?
Well, I believe there's been engagement between the UNHRC and the leadership of the people camping here. And our office has also engaged the leadership about 2 weeks ago.
So what to from here now? What is going to happen now?
What must happen now is we must try and get the leaders. I believe some of the leaders are in prison. We need to find an opportunity for us with the leaders and the UNHRC and the others to sit down around the table and say what is reasonable and what is feasible. And understand also that the reason why people are here because they come from communities where they don't feel safe and because of the xenophobia issues around them.
So currently that building has been closed. People's belongings have been removed. They are here by the road. Where are they going to sleep?
Well, that is the question. Remember when I spoke to the legal representative, he said to me, it was not an eviction order, it's a trespassing order. So we need to engage other NGOs and organs of civil society, and maybe the provincial government or the relevant authorities to say, how do we resolve this issue now? Where do we go from it? It's not simply us that can give the answer. We must all work together and find an answer where we can say where to from here now.
Okay, so at the moment, what sort of assistance, like an emergency assistance, that will be provided to these people now?
Well, the South African Human Rights Commission is not, it's we're a commission that must protect people's rights and promote people's rights, and we're here to try and engage different people and different leadership, including the police, to bring stability in the area, right? And while the sheriff executes its order, that we need to make sure that there's at least stability, and there are other people's rights that also need to be respected. But for us is to bring everybody together and see, together with Lawyers for Human Rights, together with Sonke Gender Justice, to ask all the parties together to say where to from now.
All right. That was Mr. Chris Nissen from the South African Human Rights Commission, stationed here in Cape Town. He's saying that they will speak to other organizations to ensure that the people who have been removed from that mall will get assistance as to, especially at this point in time, because they have been removed from that building and their belongings were taken out, and at the moment they are still just on the opposite side, where the police are also looking out for the situation. But we will definitely get a comment from the police as to the sort of force that was used, where we saw people who were injured earlier on and some with bloody nose, like you've said earlier. We will get their comment as to how they actually brought that situation, or rather what steps were followed to remove those people in this building.